G'day traders, 1 minute mindset reset. Today we're talking about markets that are out of balance. So Dalton in Markets on Profile talks about markets that close outside of the range, and they're called, or used a term called, out of balance. And often those are the highest probability opportunities that I look for, because once a market has moved outside of a previous day's high or low prior to a session opening, that sets up the possibility of a reversal, even just for a session scalp. And sometimes, if it's an ideal opportunity, it will set up as a peak formation high of week or low of week trade setup. Now, one of the things that can interfere with that is news on the calendar. So often there may be an initial move and prior to the news that can be construed as a break in structure. The market will revisit that extreme before giving a possible trade setup. Now I'm going to be adding some more material into the resource library in the tab, the resource tab on the folder in the course. And I'm hoping to break things down even more in depth in answering a lot of questions, a lot of repeating questions, which hopefully will bring things together. So understanding which opportunities are the highest probability, and then identifying those and how to trade them, which ones are potentially sizable opportunities and how to scale into those, front side, back side, and then understanding when you're inside, especially if a market has not broke out of a weekly high or low range, because that's when traders are getting caught. They're trying to take trade setups inside, and sometimes those are ones that create the most difficulty for traders. So markets that are out of balance typically will do one of two things: continue to move in that direction, which typically those will be trend trades, which break out when the session starts, as opposed to being broken out of before the session begins. And that's an important concept to understand, because the market will often reverse. Even if it's going to stay out of balance, it will reverse to test that breakout level before it continues its move, as opposed to a market that breaks out and continues to break out and trend. So again, peeling the onion back further, I know some traders are struggling. Really going to try and just nail down the playbook setups so that traders specifically know which ones are the highest probability ones, and then also which ones are scalable opportunities, and understanding when to be patient and not touch an instrument because its probability of a good opportunity is lower or too difficult potentially to be trading in those market conditions. The number one thing you want to protect is your financial capital. Number two is your psychological capital. So when you can nail those down to only the highest probability opportunities, it takes you no time to filter through your basket of instruments and identify one or two. The day count makes more sense because you're already outside of a range, typically maybe at the high or low of a week. And then understanding markets that are still range bound and how they may be setting up for a 3-day setup, or potentially an explosive breakout move. So again, thank you for the questions, and thanks for your patience. I'm going to be getting that material hopefully up within the next few days this week, and there'll be an addendum to the playbook which will support all those questions. Just been taking me a bit of time, and I've been away on the weekend, so appreciate everybody's patience in getting back to emails. Just finishing up a good workout, and we've had some huge markets moves this week, some textbook opportunities in a lot of pairs, high week, low week, new month. So again, keeping yourself focused on only the highest probability opportunities, and then when they present, knowing how you're going to execute them, manage your risk, take the money out of the market, and then walk away and get off the screen. So keep it going and keep it growing, traders. It's only going to continue. Have a great day, and may the markets go with you.